book was written by Christopher Paul Curtis, and it was published on September 2nd, 1999. And the main characters are Bud Caldwell, Herman E. Calloway, and Lefty Lewis. And the sub-characters are Todd Amos and Angela Caldwell. The book is about a boy. He lived in a group home, and his mom died when he was 6 years old, and he's 10 now. And so he's been living in the group home for 4 years. And his plan, he wants to escape to find his father, because his mom left clues of where he's at. And his plan is like when he gets adopted, he's going to run away from his adopted home and go on to see if he can find his father. And the Amoses, they were the ones who adopted Bud, and the Amoses have a 12-year-old son, Todd, and Todd beats on Bud, and because he thinks he's all big and bad and stuff like that. So yeah, and one time Todd and Bud got in a fight, and the Amoses put Bud in the garden shed, and he mistaked the hornet's nest for a bat, and he hit it with a rake, and yeah, it got stung. So yeah, and like to get revenge on Todd, Bud made Todd wet the bed, and he knows that that was a good but a bad idea because the Amoses don't like bedwetters. So yeah, and he spends the night under a tree. Because, yeah, he left the garden shed, he spends the night under a tree. And in the morning, he went out and set out on his journey or whatever. And he found Whoville. And while he was walking and stuff, and he had a suitcase to remind him of his mother. While he was walking, a man named Lefty Lewis came and picked him up on the side of the road and took him. And Bud showed him a flyer of the Dusky Debaters or something like that. And Lefty knows where the next concert is playing. And so he takes Bud to the concert and meets Herman E. Calloway. Yeah. Yeah, well, Herman Calloway is the leader of the Dusky Debaters, and yeah. So, like, I'll recommend this book to 5th grade through 7th. Like, it's like if you like a happy ending or something that leaves you just, yes, yeah, it's good. And something that like leaves that keeps you going. Yeah. And I personally like this book because it was just a good book. That's my favorite book. And that's the picture of the book. And yeah, to find out who Herman E. Calloway is to Bud.